Thank you for coming today. I want to express my sincere gratitude for taking the time to interview with us. Let us introduce ourselves first. We are students from President University. My name is Kadek Widiantari Taro Putri, and you can call me Widi. And my friends,
Okay.
My name is Putu Devina Citra Maheswari. You can call me Devina.
Okay.
My name is Marissa Patricia Putri. You can call me Marissa.
Okay. Hello, Marissa. And my name is Celso, and I work for Mermaid LIVEABOARDS, which is a company that has 2 diving boats and a small hotel, as well as a little restaurant. Oh, and a dive center, sorry.
okay. We are currently in the process of reviewing candidate for study purpose, and I will make sure. Are you okay with this?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, before we dive into this specific, I'd like to hear a bit about yourself and what position are you in this company? Could you please provide a brief overview of your background and experience, like company's name, how long have you been worked there, and how many employees in your company?
Okay, a little bit of background. I've been working with Mermaid LIVEABOARDS since 2004, so it's been a long time already. My current position in the company is a boat manager. I'm the one who takes care of both boats, like maintenance issues, the dry docks, the crew, etc., etc. And the thing is that even though, as I mentioned before, the company has a hotel and a restaurant and a dive center, as well as the boats, employees in total, I'm pretty sure it's like 109 people working for the company, but that's all the 4 different sections of the company. Okay. For the boats, it's approximately like 26, 27, 28, 29, like about 40 people working only on the boats. The rest of the employees are mainly in the hotel, the dive center, and the restaurant. Okay, so that's basically it. I've been working for a long time for Mermaid, and my job, I don't do a lot of things related to the hotel or the dive center. I concentrate mainly on the boats. And my title is within the company is a boat manager.
Okay, sir. Let's continue to the first question. What is your leadership style?
My leadership style, that's a tough one. As a manager, I always try to be as honest and fair as possible with everybody. Okay. I think honesty, it's really important, not just in management positions, but in every aspect of life together. Okay. So I always try to be as honest as possible with the employees. Okay. As well as with my superiors, obviously. Okay. And also try to be as fair as possible with the people that work either under me or next to me, basically. Treat them fairly. Be nice, but firm. When you have to be firm, you have to be firm. Okay. So that's basically it. I think, sorry, being honest, being fair, but also have to be firm when the circumstances require it. Okay.
Next, for the second question, can you provide an example of a leader who effectively communicates to the company vision and goals to the team?
What was the question again? Sorry.
Okay, for the second question, can you provide an example of a leader who effectively communicates the company's vision and goals to the team?
And effectively, your mother, for example, right? Your mother is Putri, right? Yes?
Yes, of course.
Sorry, your mother is Putri.
Yeah.
Who's Putri? Sorry, yeah, okay. Your mother, for example, is an excellent example of a leader. She's the operations manager of the company, and she's always very straight with the people, meaning that if there's she always has to be calling, everybody within the company, crew members, the captains of the boat, the engineers, or the people that do jobs for a company. She's always very direct. She explains everything that needs to be done perfect in a perfect way. Okay. And for the good of the company, like if something needs to be fixed or something needs to be done within a company to achieve our goals, she's very direct, and she explains everything really well in a way. Okay, so your mother would be a perfect example of a good leader.
For the third question, if your company has a problem, as a manager,
Yes.
how do you solve the problem, sir?
Okay, when we have a problem, is first of all, find out exactly what the problem is and how, and find exactly what the problem is and how we got to have a problem. And then before I call my superiors, okay, telling them about the problem, I always have to figure a way how we're going to solve the problem, in what time, in how many days. And then once I have a solution, that's when I call my superiors in order to tell them we have a problem and this is what we're going to do in order to fix it. Okay. So first of all, identify the problem and then have a solution ready when I tell the director of the company. Okay. So, and then also, if it's a big problem, again, be truthful to your superior. Say, we have a really big problem with whatever, an engine or with a crew member or whatever, but always have a solution when you're talking to in my case, the director of the company. Okay. So identify the problem, see how you're going to fix it, how long it will take, and so you can have all the answers ready when you call the director of the company. Okay.
And for the next question, how does the company communicate its value and mission to employees, and how well do you think it resonates with the team?
Sorry, say again?
How does the company communicate its value and mission to employees, and how well do you think it resonates with the team?
How it resonates with the team. Okay, the communication with the employees, it's always very direct. It's always person to person. Okay, when you want to communicate what the goals of the company or what the company wants to achieve, or like, for example, by providing the best service that we can do to provide on the boats, for example, for the divers, you have to be very, very direct with the crew. Tell them exactly what it is that you need from them in order to provide the best service. Okay, and you have to explain step by step, especially when the new people are coming into the company, into the boats, and you have to explain to those new people all the things that we have done throughout the years to make the service the way it is right now, which is a very good service to the clients. Okay, so explain everything, and they have to observe how everything is done. Okay, for example, if we have a new dive master coming into the boat, the first trip they don't act as dive masters, but they have to observe to see how everything is done, how we do things. And then on the second trip, they actually start working as dive masters. You know what I mean? So the first trip, They only look, they help, obviously, but they have to look in order to learn how we do things, how the company wants them to make the best service possible, okay, in order for the guests to be coming back to the boat. Because in our company, in our boats, like about 40% of the people or 30% of the guests that we get on the boats every year, they are people that have been to the boat already many times, which means that they like the boat, they like the service we provide, okay? So you have to communicate with all the crew, and especially the new people that come in, how the company wants him to work in order to achieve the highest standards, okay? I think that's more or less what I think, okay? And also, for example, at the end of every trip, we usually have a meeting with all the crew members. We go through the comments of the guests that they have made. At the end of the trip, all the guests fill up a form with comments from the trip. And if they say something that they think that we can improve on, then we communicate that to the crew, okay? We let them know what things the guests liked and what things the guests didn't like, okay, in order to achieve a higher standard. So we have these meetings basically 3 times a month, more or less, okay?
Okay, next I will ask the questions. And can you provide an example of a challenging communication situations you've not encountered and how it was resolved? Because the company have the employees from various come from our various country, right? So can you provide a challenging an example of a challenging communication from that?
Okay, because of because of different cultures, you mean?
Yes, because the different culture, different
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually a fairly nice question, because on the boat we have all the boat crew, okay, they're all Indonesians, okay. Some of the dive masters are also Indonesians, but then we also have foreigners working on the boat, okay, like the cruise director and some of the dive masters, the videographer, they're all from different countries. For example, in one boat, we have one French, one American, and one English, okay? And the rest of the people are Indonesian. On the other boat, we have one Spanish, one Italian, and one French, okay? The good thing is that the people that come to Indonesia and work on our industry, the diving industry, it's people that usually have been living already in other countries, okay? So for them, it's fairly easy to adapt to Indonesia, especially because the Indonesian people are really welcoming people. You know, they welcome everybody, right? And they're usually fairly happy people. Not all the time, but most of the time they're very happy people. They're very open, and we usually don't have a lot of problems between the Indonesian crew and the foreign crew, because the foreign crew, since they have been living in other countries, it means that they are very adaptable. They go to a new country and they easily adapt to that new country, okay? If there's a problem between one of the Indonesians and one of the bules, for example, okay, then what I do is I get them both together, the Indonesian, the bule, and myself, and we try to solve the problem. If there is no solution to the problem, then either one or the other one has to leave the boat, okay? But most of the time, the problems can be solved. You talk through the problems, you know, you talk to, you see, you find out what the problem is, and most of the times the problems can be solved. But if they cannot be solved, then one or the other one has to go, has to get off the boat. Okay. Is that what you wanted? Is that the
Yes, that one.
Yeah. Okay.
So for the next questions, in your opinion, what are the strengths and weaknesses of the company's communication channels?
What are the what? Sorry.
The strengths and weaknesses. Strengths.
Oh, the strengths and weaknesses of the communication.
Yes, in your company.
I think the strength is that we're pretty direct, you know. We don't, when we say something, either to the crew or the director, to myself and other people, we are very direct, you know. We don't, you know, go around sneaking behind people. If we need to say something, we say something. Okay. I think that's the biggest, and also being truthful. Okay. I think that's one of the strengths of the communication. One of the weaknesses, let me see. I'm not sure. Not really sure. I don't know. I don't think we really have a weakness when we're committing, you know, when we're communicating something. But basically, the strength is speak truthfully and speak directly, you know. Okay. That's it.
Okay, so next question will asked by Marissa.
Yes, I will ask some question. The first question is, how would you rate the effectiveness of internal communication within the company?
How do I rate the internal communications within the company?
Yes.
I would say the communication within the company, it's very good. I mean, I think it's very good. I mean, because we all talking to each other constantly, you know. We kind of have like an open door policy, you know. You can just go talk to anybody at any point in time. Between the office and the boats, for example, there is 2 chats, one for each boat in WhatsApp. And there's also different chats. There is another one for the office people. There is one for the hotel. There's one for the restaurant, and so the communication is, you know, fairly constant. You know, it's and as I said, I think it's very good because of what I said before. It's an open door policy. You can just get up from your chair and go into anybody's office, and the doors will always be open. Okay.
Okay, for the next question is, how did you navigate cultural differences in terms of communication styles and decision-making process?
Because of different cultures. Yes.
Okay.
What was the question again? Sorry, I can't hear very well. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. How did you navigate cultural differences in terms of communication style and decision-making process?
As I said, I think since we have a lot of people from many different countries, different cultures, especially, you could basically relate it to 2 cultures, you know, Western culture and Asian culture. right? Since we have people from the Europe and the US, and then most of the people that work with in the company, they're Indonesian. But I don't think, I mean, as I said before, since the bullets that work in the company, they have all been working in other different countries, so they're very adaptable. Okay, but personally, I think that we are guests of Indonesia, or Bali. You know, we're not Indonesian, but we're guests in this country. You have to try to adapt to the Indonesian culture, okay, and not the other way around. Do not try to make the Indonesians adapt to your own culture, okay, because this is their country and they have their own culture, okay. Even within Indonesia, you have many different cultures, because in our boats, for example, religion, to give you an example, in our boats we have Muslims, we have Hindus, we have Christians, you know, but they've all been working, they all work together. No, never had a problem because of a religion issue, you know. But as for the between the Western and the Asian cultures, my recommendation is always to tell the bullets to try to adapt to the Indonesians, and don't try to force them to adapt to you, because you're the guest here. They're not guests. This is their country, you know. So you try to adapt more to their way of thinking, and always try to comprehend, because different people think different ways. Try to adapt to their own thinking. Try to understand them. Don't force them to understand, to make you, for them to understand you. No, it has to be the opposite. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. The next question will be asked by Nazwa.
Okay.
Okay, so the next question is, how do you prioritize tasks when faced with multiple important decisions?
Sorry, say again.
How do you prioritize tasks when faced with multiple important decisions?
How do I what? Sorry, I can't hear.
How do you prioritize tasks when faced
prioritize.
prioritize
Okay.
tasks?
Okay. How do I prioritize when making decisions? Well, the first thing you have to know is, like, which is the most important issue. If you have to make several decisions, the first thing you have to find out is, like, which issue or problem or whatever is the most important, the one that you have to make a decision first. Okay. And you prioritize them by importance. The more important the decision, that's the one you have to take first, and then as the level of decision, or not the level of decision, the importance of the decisions goes down, then you leave those for later. But the most important issue is to find out which is the most important issue or problem that you have to make a decision on. Okay.
Okay, so the next question is, can you provide an example of a decision you made that require a creative, unconventional approach?
Yes, for example, I can give you an example. Like a couple of weeks ago, the boat had to go from Bali to Maheswari, but without customers, just with a crew. Okay. 2 days before the boat left to Maheswari, the whole the air conditioning system on the boat broke down. Okay. So, and we cannot do a trip without air conditioning in the cabins or in the saloon or in the restaurant. So what we did is because there was no time to fix it, because fixing it would have taken us 1 week. What we did was buy a whole new aircon system in 2 days, and then put it on the boat, and then send the boat with 4 mechanics to set up the aircon system while the boat was traveling from Bali to Maumere. Okay. And then once the boat go to Maumere, the new aircon was already installed and working. Okay, so instead of trying to fix things, we decided it's like, okay, let's just get rid of the old system and put a whole new system in, and send the people that have to install it, send them on the boat for 3 days while the boat was traveling to Maumere, so they can, once they get to Maumere and we get the customers into the boat in Maumere, we would have a new aircon system. Okay, so sometimes, just because otherwise we would have had to cancel the trip, so we had to make a decision on just, because if we could have fixed the old system, it would have taken us 1 week, which we didn't have. So it's like, okay, get rid of the old system of the old aircon and make a whole new installation. Is that a good example? I don't know.
Okay, sir. Thank you for answering all questions and sharing your experience with us. That's all the questions that we asked to you. I apologize if there is an unconscious mistake from us. Thank you for spending your time with us to do this interview. Your experience will inspire us. I hope every project that you will take run well, and I hope you have a great Monday, sir.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Anytime you want, don't hesitate. You can call me anytime. Okay?
Okay, sir.
If you need any more information. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.